Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been following the Lions lately, you know that the offseason has been filled with both stability and strategic moves. Despite the significant turnover that some teams experience, the Detroit Lions managed to keep their core intact, which is a huge deal when you're aiming for a deep playoff run in 2025. And let's be honest, the Lions are not just looking to make the playoffs. They want to go all the way. They want to reach the Super Bowl, and every move this offseason seems geared toward building that championship-caliber roster. One of the most encouraging things about the Lions' offseason is how they managed to avoid an overhaul in their roster. They kept key players like safety Kirby Joseph and linebacker Derek Barnes locked in with long-term extensions. That's a clear message that they believe in their young stars and want to build a team that's not just competitive for a year or two, but a team that can sustain success over the next few seasons. Both Joseph and Barnes have shown flashes of brilliance, and their contracts reflect the Lions' confidence in their development. Meanwhile, Detroit added some veteran presence with new signings like cornerback DJ Reed, who brings experience and stability to their secondary, and rookie defensive tackle Tyleik Williams, a first-round pick who is expected to bring interior pressure and help anchor that defensive line. But as we all know, football is a game of additions and adjustments. Even with those solid signings, Detroit's management recognizes that they need to get better at certain positions, especially on defense. The NFC North has been getting stronger, and the Lions have to keep pace if they want to stay at the top. That's why trade rumors are already swirling, and it's worth discussing some of the potential targets the Lions might pursue before the start of training camp in July. One name that's been floated around is Trey Hendrickson, the pass rusher from Cincinnati. Now, Hendrickson is a proven NFL commodity. In 2024, he led the league with 17.5 sacks, earning his spot in the Pro Bowl for the fourth straight year. That kind of production is exactly what Detroit needs in their pass rush, especially opposite Aiden Hutchinson, who's already established himself as one of the league's premier edge rushers. The Lions haven't yet made a definitive choice about who will start alongside Hutchinson, but coming out of OTAs, veteran Marcus Davenport has been the top candidate. However, there's a concern there. Davenport has been plagued by injuries, playing just 6 games in the last 2 seasons. That's a bit worrisome for a team that's aiming for consistency and pressure on the quarterback. Behind him, you have Josh Paschal and rookie Ahmed Hassanian, but honestly, that's not exactly the depth you want if you're serious about contending at the highest level. So a trade for someone like Hendrickson makes a lot of sense. He's durable, consistent, and a proven pass rusher. He's also only 30 years old, so he's in that prime window to contribute for a few more seasons. The Bengals, of course, might want a hefty price, but the Lions' cap space, more than $40 million remaining, gives them some flexibility to make a splash. They could structure a deal that makes sense financially, and with Hendrickson's track record, he'd be a game changer. Now, let's shift gears a little. Offensively, the Lions are also looking to shore up their interior line, especially after a tough blow when veteran center Frank Ragnow announced his retirement earlier in June. Ragnow has been a cornerstone of their offensive line, and his departure leaves a void that needs filling. Luckily, Detroit has options. They drafted Tate Ratledge out of Georgia, a talented interior lineman with a lot of potential, and they have veteran Graham Glasgow returning, capable of playing both guard and center. But the real question is whether these options are enough. They also lost Kevin Zeitler to free agency, signing with the Titans, which leaves the Lions a little thin on experienced interior depth. That's why some rumors suggest the Lions could make a call to the Carolina Panthers to inquire about Cade Mays, a versatile interior lineman who played well in 2024. Mays allowed 0 sacks and only 10 pressures on nearly 500 snaps at center last year, and he's also played guard, giving Detroit some flexibility. If the Panthers are willing to part with him for a day 3 pick, it could be an excellent addition. Mays is young, has shown flashes of consistency, and could develop into a future starter for the Lions, especially if given the right coaching and opportunities. But if we're talking about upgrades, the Lions' defense still has room for improvement, especially on the edge. That's where a player like Kayvon Thibodeaux from the New York Giants could fit perfectly. Thibodeaux, only 24, has yet to fully realize his potential, but he's shown flashes of brilliance. In his first 3 seasons, he's recorded over 120 tackles and 21 sacks, including a career-best 11. 5 sacks in 2024 when he played all 17 games. The Giants have been trying to develop him into a dominant pass rusher, and while injuries have kept him out of some games, his upside is undeniable. The Lions could see Thibodeaux as a low-risk, high-reward trade. He's under contract for a couple of years and carries cap hits of around $10 million in 2025 and nearly $15 million in 2026. If Detroit can acquire him for a day 2 pick, it could be a steal, considering his potential to thrive in their defensive scheme alongside Hutchinson. Plus, with the Lions' existing talent and their focus on building a top-tier defense, adding a player like Thibodeaux could be the piece that pushes them over the edge. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lions are in a fascinating position. They've shown they're willing to make smart moves, invest in their young stars, and add veteran pieces when it counts. Their roster is shaping up to be one of the most balanced and talented in the NFC North, which has become more competitive than ever. The Vikings and Packers are making noise with new coaching staff and draft picks, and the Bears are rebuilding with a new quarterback and a revamped roster. The Lions need to keep pace, and these potential trades and signings could be the key to doing just that. Detroit's front office is clearly aware of this, and their cap space gives them the flexibility to be aggressive. Whether it's adding a proven pass rusher like Hendrickson, upgrading their interior line with Mays, or taking a chance on Thibodeaux, the Lions seem poised to make some impactful moves. It's an exciting time for Lions fans because every offseason move adds another layer to their Super Bowl aspirations. The team has a strong foundation, a talented coaching staff led by Dan Campbell, and a roster filled with young, hungry players ready to take the next step. And let's not forget about the coaching staff. Dan Campbell has established himself as one of the most fiery, motivated leaders in the league. His passion is contagious, and his players respond to his energy. The Lions' culture under Campbell is one of resilience, grit, and relentless pursuit of greatness. This isn't just about individual talent. It's about building a cohesive, tough team that plays with heart and discipline. Their defensive coordinator has been working on schemes that maximize their pass rush and coverage, and the offense continues to evolve with Jared Goff leading a dynamic attack that emphasizes balance and explosive plays. All these elements combined make the Lions a team to watch in 2025. Now, with all these potential moves on the horizon, fans are wondering, how will all of this come together? Will they land the big-name pass rusher, or will they opt for a more cost-effective solution? Can they solidify their interior line and protect Goff better? These questions are what make this offseason so intriguing. And as we approach training camp, all eyes will be on Detroit's front office to see which moves they finalize and how these decisions shape their season. The NFC North is no longer a two-horse race. It's a multi-team battleground, and Detroit is positioning itself as a clear contender. Their goal is to keep their winning streak alive, take the division crown, and ultimately, make a serious push in the playoffs. In conclusion, the Detroit Lions are quietly but confidently making all the right moves to stay at the top of the NFC North. They have a solid core, cap space to maneuver, and a coaching staff that's proven it can develop talent and game plan effectively. Potential trades and signings discussed here could be the difference between just making the playoffs and becoming Super Bowl contenders. It's an exciting time to be a Lions fan because the team is showing that they're not just happy to compete, they want to dominate. Every piece they add, every player they develop, gets them closer to their ultimate goal, bringing a Super Bowl title back to Detroit. So stay tuned, Lions fans, because this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory. The future looks bright, and if the team makes the right moves, 2025 could be the year Detroit finally reaches the summit of the NFL mountain. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these potential moves? Do you think the Lions will land a big pass rusher like Hendrickson or Thibodeaux? Or maybe they'll surprise us with a different trade? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Remember, I'll be back very soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This team is on the rise, and the best is yet to come. Let's go Lions!